All right, Chartreuse. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about your home exercise program that I made for you. So this is a home exercise program, and I will send it to you in an email. So kind of reviewing this. So the first thing that I want you to do at home is that cervical rotation stretch that I showed you in your other video. So that is the one with the towel, right? And this is the one where you got the towel around your neck, you're maintaining good posture, feet flat, back straight, shoulders are over the hips. You've got your towel, hold one end with the opposite arm that you're rotating, rotating in, and then pulling over and returning. So I want you to do this stretch 3 times, both sides, and you're hold for 20 seconds for each of those times. So in between each break, or in between each stretch, I want you to take a rest for about 60 seconds. And then, so for this stretch, I want you to perform it 4 times a week, whenever you choose, just one time, and that'll be that, okay? So you get the towel around your neck, holding this, rotating, hold for 20 seconds, and then come back, rest for 60, and then do the same thing to the other side, and we'll do that 3 times total. All right, so if you are performing this, I know sometimes you're kind of just doing things as you're doing this as you're like kind of doing things, or like maybe listening to some sort of meeting for school. I know that you're a teacher, so you probably have a lot of meetings to address course content for your students. So maybe if you're doing like maybe a Zoom call and you're not video, you could do this as you're doing that. I know sometimes people just try to do their therapy while you're doing other tasks to be more to multitask. So if you do this in standing, because it's just kind of rotating the neck, right? You could lose your balance as you're doing that, especially if you're rotating and you're using that trunk as you're stretching, right? You could lose your balance and you could fall. So in the result of a fall, you should just call your providing physical therapist. And if that fall results in a pretty serious injury, just call emergency personnel. So Chartreuse, can you tell me a little bit about that exercise that I just told you about? Perfect. All right. So the next one that I want you to do, looking at your HEP here, is that cervical lateral flexion with that TheraBand, right? So this is the one where I would be holding off to the side, but like I said in your other video, just for your regular exercises, you can hold it yourself, right? So if you're doing this at home, you can have the TheraBand around you, just making sure not to make contact with the ear with the shoulder, right? You're keeping that good posture, feet are flat, your shoulders are over your hips, your spine is straight, and then you've got the TheraBand here, excuse me, and then you're pulling in the opposite direction, about halfway there, and then coming back, okay? So for this exercise, I want you to do 3 sets of 5 repetitions, and then in between sets, your sets of 5 repetitions, take a 60-second break. So perform this exercise 5 days per week, twice a day. I've got it written down in your HEP. I keep looking at it just so that I know I'm relaying the information that I'm giving to you. So you'll wrap that band around your head, hold the ends on there tight, and then you'll tilt your head away from the band, creating that resistance, coming back, and then making sure not to create contact with that ear to that shoulder. So this is another one where you could be standing while you're doing it, especially if you're trying to multitask as well. So if you perform this exercise in standing, it can result in you of having loss of balance. If that does occur and you have a fall, call your providing therapist, and then if that fall results in some serious injury, call emergency services. And then can you just tell me a little bit about that exercise that I just explained to you? All right, perfect. So again, those the amount of times that I want you to do those exercises as I relayed to you in the video, they're also written down on your HEP. If you have any questions, just let me know. And then we'll kind of go from there and see how it works. All right, it was nice talking to you today, and that that should be it with all the exercises that I have for you. So if you have any follow-up questions, just let me know, or your physical therapist, and then we'll go from there. Thank you.